fight the power like BITCHUTE.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Between Earth and God. Between Earth and God, I'm a byproduct. I come from a family of hustlers. That byproduct, money is the root of all evil. But I'm still trying to find a large profit. It's a mirage, they live in a facade. I was smoking thigh and had a talk with God. She told me why she named me John. I authored scriptures to shed light on the darker picture. If you my dog, I'm barking with you. You feeling the star wisdom. My homie Chuck told me it was giants on earth before me. And chemtrails, we inhale. That's another story. Mercury is used to check temperature. The sun is the spirit sinking. The moon is the portal. Assuming you important. Set your turn. Mars is wars as the intern. And change words. I'm in the game, but change service. I'm about to disassemble a bomb. I ain't nervous.
Drake, Dragon, Draco, Draconian, land of the giants, ice wall, Patagonian, lexicon, word wizardry, speaking Babylonian, highways of the vortex, shooting out the fallopian, low vibrating light, king of the material, mark of the beast, nanotech, scanning serial, the mental dead, carried by 6 to your burial, the lights is out. No resurrection, broken power grid, no interconnection. The Grim Reaper, I'm still collecting. 6-shot, hollow tip, rubber grip, Smith & Wesson. Bitch, repent when God is in your presence. Your aura is weak, uproot your essence. I walk through darkness, highly illuminated. Eyes blazing with fire with blades double serrated. Hunting down clowns I double hated. Hit so hard your jaw is elongated. Shatter egos like they was glass plated. This was long overdue, past dated. One shot deal, it is as is and no recreation. All praises due to my parents for making. Always appreciate and never abated. One.
The A is the M, like the A is the E. Where earlier I said, hey, you know how somebody say, hey. That's AI. And that's the dream, like, don't people say, hey, I'm dreaming. Am I dreaming?
What's up, Candy? Fools and tools. Let me get this set up in a minute. See if anyone else is coming in. If not, we will move on. So I found this Puma. I just fed you. Come on. Getting on my nerves. Rubbing on my foot. Now where was I? The Fundamentals of the Hyperborean Wisdom. It's a book. So I don't know if I should start with the introductory, which is Metaphysics Hyperborea. It's a letter to the elected officials. It says, greetings to the readers and fundamentals of Hyperborean wisdom. In the name of thyroidal, or it looks like thyroidal knights, and in his own name, the author offers a camaraderie greeting. This is to say, peace, S, and faceplant, camaraderie, that is to say, a sign of honor. To those who have been chosen in 2 worlds to receive the foundations of the Hyperborean wisdom. Peace, Julian, Rochelle. Where was I? To those who have this book in their hands and have received it from ours, nothing more than to welcome them and wish them luck in the first test. Its reading and comprehension. On the success of such a test will depend the future steps, the Hyperborean initiation, the transit, not spatial or temporal, but strategic towards the selves. What's SELBST? Selbst, towards terrestrial Hyperborea, towards Thule, towards Agartha, towards Valhalla, towards Venus, towards the origin, towards the original Hyperborea, out of the insane material universe created by the One, towards the eternity of the Spirit, near the unknowable God, and Christos Lucifer, the great chief of the race of the Hyperborean spirits. Interesting. I didn't know Lucifer was the chief, because they only exist in the story to me. They don't exist in real life. And then it says number 2, mission of the Knights Toroidal. The Toroidal Knights are initiates of the Hyperborean wisdom and are also its depositaries in the part of the world. To the Toroidal Knights, the Hyperborean wisdom was entrusted directly by the loyal Siddhas of Agartha, but the loyal Siddhas did not encourage the constitution of the Order of Toroidal Knights, only for the study of the Hyperborean wisdom to be practiced. On the contrary, a specific mission was entrusted to the order from the beginning, from the execution of which it was necessary to dispose, perhaps for the first time in such depth, of the Hyperborean wisdom. The objective of the mission is very simple to explain, although its metaphysical background will hardly be grasped at first by the chosen. The mission of the Toroidal Knights is to locate the chosen and, if they accept it, to prepare them initiately to honor the next end of history. Surely the statement will become clearer if we define what it is to understand by locating the elected, and what it means by the next end of history. This will be explained below. Lucid, what's good? And then it says 3, the mission of the Toroidal Knights requires to locate the chosen and reveal to them the foundations of the Hyperborean wisdom. Always talking about some chosen people. That's how they get people. You are now chosen. And then they feel special. They got them. The fisher of men, man, they reeled them in. First of all, it should be stated that the chosen to whom we refer are people whose inclination for the Hyperborean wisdom does not come from rational decision taken in the course of their lives. The chosen one is the one who, paradoxically, chose to fight against Jehovah, Satan, in order to be free, the eternal spirit, which is himself, from material enchantment. But such a choice, the chosen one, did not make it in this life, or on this earth, but in another plane of existence, neither spatial nor temporal, where the chained Hyperborean spirit resides. However, although the decision to fight for the freedom of the spirit is made, each new incarnation causes its partial oblivion. The chosen one, at the moment of being located by the Toroidal Knights, is asleep. The first act must consist then in awaking them to the memory of their own decision. It thus becomes necessary to hold a dialogue with the sleeping chosen one to try to awaken in him his spiritual nature. But this dialogue, to be effective, must overcome all the cultural barriers that the enemy has erected within his psychic structure and address itself directly to the manifestation of the spirit, naturally. Such a dialogue cannot be attempted by relying only on a profane language. This book, as will be explained later, is intended to teach the chosen one a method of thought that will allow him to understand the metaphysical meaning of the concepts expressed by the toroidal knights. Therefore, prior to reading this book, it is not possible to satisfy any question of the chosen one about the mystery of the Hyperborean initiation and the possibility of spiritual liberation. And after reading it, this will only be possible if it has been understood and accepted. The chosen one, although asleep, exhibits unmistakable signs of who he is. Fundamentally, there are two inheritances, one genetic and the other spiritual. The genetic inheritance consists of mnemic content of the blood, the memory of the origin, which is all the more intense the purer the blood. That is why the Hyperborean wisdom distinguishes between purity of blood and racial purity. So no wonder they're looking at her blood. The latter is not an essential requirement for the Hyperborean initiation, although the former is, because without purity of blood, without memory of the origin, there is no possibility of spiritual liberation. As for the spiritual inheritance, it manifests itself in the volitional character. Volitional. Yeah, I think that's what it says. Volitional character of self. As will be demonstrated in this book, the self is unconscious of the spiritual enchantment. Hence, its aspects immediately reveals the degree of the chosen one, straying in submission. Because of their mastery of the Hyperborean wisdom, the toroidal knights have the most perfect methods of establishing whether a person is a chosen one and if he is a chosen one. In what degree of deviation he is, and when the toroidal knights have accurately determined that a person is a chosen one, and that his awakening is possible, and that his awakening is possible, it is then that the consolation of the loyal siddhas, or siddhas, those who are never wrong, is made, so that they may confirm or reject the judgment of the order. Now, I have a problem when they say they're never wrong. Sounds like a preacher. Preachers seem to never be wrong, or they just know everything, which is a problem. I'm good, Lucid. How are you? It says, there is therefore no mistake if a chosen one is summoned to participate in the Hyperborean wisdom. It means that in 2 worlds, his awakening is considered possible. Then it says here, 6, I think that, no, 4. Because IV, yeah, that's 4. The mission of the toroidal knights proposes to the chosen ones the Hyperborean initiation to face with honor the next end of history. Nothing can be said here about the Hyperborean initiation. Only he who has studied step by step understood the fundamentals of the Hyperborean wisdom will be able to glimpse what it consists of. Part 2 of this book, which has been bound separately, is already an introduction to the Hyperborean initiation, and there the subject is developed in great detail. However, this part of the fundamentals will only be given to those chosen ones who have manifested their conformity with the mission of the order and have assumed the commitment to continue until they are initiated. In any case, the important thing now is to emphasize that those who continue along the proposed path and receive the Hyperborean initiation will be in conditions to honor the next end of history. Alright, I'm skipping all this introduction shit. So now, chapter 1, I guess, is Introduction to the Fundamental Thesis of the Hyperborean Wisdom. And I'll just do one chapter a day. This book's pretty long. The object of this Hyperborean metaphysics is to pontify, whatever that means, on the most mysterious and sacred subject that exists, the drama of the spirit captive in matter. The method employed here is the following. A relationship of analogy is established between a certain metaphysical truth, traditional, esoteric, and a particular example, exoteric, and well described. Once the relationship has been made clear, we proceed to extend by induction the particular to the general. In this way, one succeeds in including in the student the metaphysical intuition of inexplicable realities. One pontificates. What does that mean? One pontificates. That is to say, one joins with the bridge, the shores of the intelligible and the Gnostic. The thesis of the Hyperborean wisdom that we base in this part could not be simpler to state and nevertheless more complicated to explain. In other words, it is relatively easy to expose. Mythically, the original features of the drama, the betrayal of the THESIS and the fall of the spirit. But the intelligible approach to this myth cannot be more difficult. An initiatory way in which the instructor puts the student in direct contact with the myth would undoubtedly save all the difficulties, but this is not the case. Here we must show the truth of the thesis by means of rational explanations. That is to say, with concepts determined by the logic of language. And we will do so because we are stimulated by the certainty that the chosen path is the right one, that anyone who travels it with a minimum of attention will at some point be able to cross the metaphysical bridge that leads to the spirit, to his own spirit, held captive by the gods of matter. Let us begin. Then, at the beginning of the thesis, the Hyperborean wisdom teaches that before the arrival of the Hyperborean spirits in the material universe, there lived on Earth an extremely primitive hominid called Pasu. Such a hominid, however, was potentially called to fulfill an important function in the work of the demiurge, to be a poster of meaning in the world, a purpose that will be explained in detail later on. Here, it is important to point out that the Pasu had failed as a species to fulfill its purpose, and as happens in all cases in which evolution takes the wrong path, its fate was extinction. I don't even know who they are. What miracle saved it from disappearing like the dinosaur or the dodo, and instead accelerated in evolution until it became the master of the earth? Answer: the genetic contribution of an extraterrestrial race called lately Hyperborea. But it is not only a question of genetics, that is to say, of heredity information. The genetic modification of the Pasu, what was made possible in the spiritual assembly of the extraterrestrial beings, to the evolutionary development of the Manu archetypes, that is, to the evolution of matter. This fact, the main one, which constitutes the core of the thesis, is called white betrayal, or betrayal of the THESIS, in clear allusion to the extraterrestrial chiefs who directed the fall of the spirits, produced a mutation in the plant and animal kingdoms of the earth, and even today control the planet from the Chang Shambhala center. As an effect of the betrayal of the traitor Sidus, three kinds of men appear on earth: the primitive hominid, that from then on is called animal man or Pasu; the Pasu that possesses Hyperborean lineage, that is to say, the Pasu that has the possibility of the captive spirit manifesting in him, called Virya or Vira; and the Hyperborean Sida, who can be either a spirit liberated from captivity as one of the ancient guides, and who remains on earth in the place called Agartha to fight the enemy and consummate the final rescue of the captive spirits. Yeah, evolution is cocky poopy. The only thing that evolves is there's evolution, but not like they teach. Like a plant has evolution. Or we could simplify that and say growth and kind of change. Don't we evolve from a baby to a man? Anyway, the man of our days is, to a greater or lesser extent, a lost Virya. I don't know what this is, Virya or Virya. Maybe I could figure it out. That's how it's spelled. Maybe it's Virya. That is to say, in him there is a double nature, divine and human, as the Gnostics of the first centuries of the present era rightfully affirmed, in which the Church reserved exclusively for an exponent of the sacred race of the demiurge Jehovah Satan. In fact, the double nature that the Church affirms that Jesus Christ possessed is, in reality, the natural condition of every Virya who participates in the absolute divinity of the eternal spirit. To conceal this fact and to prevent man from becoming God, the Church began by destroying the Gnosis with relentless persecution, and continued by seizing the truth to apply and only to Jesus Christ, After Constantine's betrayal of the gods of the Roman Empire and the Council of Nicaea, and later, the Gnostic truth of the double nature of the Virya, which transformed into the dogma of the divinity of Jesus Christ, and every subsequent attempt to reveal this secret to men, from the Manichaeans and the Cathars to Nietzsche, Nazi and Hitler, was drowned in blood by the Synart. It looks like Synarchic, the Synarchic conspiracy of Judeo-Masonry, Judeo-Marxism, and Judeo-Christianity. The primitive Pasu was a phase in the evolutionary process of the Manu archetype. It had reached the state after an evolution of millions of years that did not begin here, but on another planet, which later divided into 4 parts and formed the moons of the earth. The moons. What was the psyche of the Pasu at the time of the coming of the extraterrestrials? Extraterrestrial means extra land, which they probably came from out of our land. Answer: it possessed a quite developed rational subject and an incipient sphere of pre-consciousness, with which it was not able to acquire self-consciousness, that is to say, psychic individuality. It was precisely in this lack of individuality that the evolutionary failure of the Pasus lay. In other sections, it will be shown that the demiurge proposed a purpose for the destiny of the Pasu, whose objective is to fold. The microcosmic objective of the purpose demands that the Pasu develop the sphere of consciousness and convert the microcosm into an autonomous entity capable of putting means into the macrocosm. This object also allows the macrocosm objective of the purpose to be fulfilled, to produce culture. It is understood that the first objective, to develop the sphere of consciousness, is particular, and the second, to produce culture, is collective. The lack of individuality, the incipient sphere of pre-consciousness, the natural and insurmountable animality, caused the failure of the microcosm objective of finality, and such particular stagnation produced, consequently, the failure of the macrocosmic objective. The Pashu cultures did not progress in thousands of years. On the other hand, it should be noted that in a general sense, the Pasu exhibited a highly developed gregarious instinct that allowed it to surpass in organization any other animal society, because it was the only one capable of creating a culture without, however, because he has not totally individualized, he participated, together with other members of his community, in a kind of group soul or egregore endowed with a certain intelligence, but whose main motivation was desire. In short, the spiritual enchantment was perpetuated by the traitor Siddhas so that Pasu could fulfill the double objective of its purpose, to develop the conscious subject and to produce culture. Why did they do this? What means did they use to do it? The answer to these and similar questions can be found in the following paragraphs. This is, broadly speaking, the thesis that we develop here. Its apparent simplicity should not give rise to misunderstandings, because if we wish to transcend the mythical language and clarify the mystery, we would have to raise very complex questions. For example, let us consider the subject of the spirit in chains. If we take the fall and captivity of the spirit as real fact, although very ancient, and we try to make it intelligible to a great extent, we must begin by asking, how is it chained to matter? To the, I think that's ephemerally, yeah, ephemerality. Somebody help me with this word. Let me see, ephemerality. Oh, ephemerality. There we go. I had to write it down. I'm a little slow. Ephemerality of life, to the becoming of nature, to the cycles of life and death. How is it chained, we repeat, constitutes a terrible secret known in the Hyperborean wisdom as the mystery of a mort in love. However, without pretending to fully reveal such a secret, we can make considerable progress on many data already known exoterically. We answer, then, that the eternal spirit, which is as powerful or more powerful than the demiurgo himself, remains enchanted because it does not know that it is. How can this be possible? It is not difficult to imagine if we consider that there was an original betrayal, that is, the breaking of a trust or loyalty owed to each other by the members of the Hyperborean race. If we have this external dynamic element, the betrayal, we can then suppose that the spirits exhibited a weak point in their complexion, a back, a heel of Achilles, etc., by which they were dominated. But even so, it is difficult to understand how such a transcendental event for the spirit, the loss of freedom, the enchantment to matter and time, etc., the enchantment to matter and time, etc., could have happened without it knowing it, neither then nor later, and it remained like that. In such difficulty in understanding, it shows how far we are from spirit, from our eternal self. We reiterate that, in spite of the difficulties pointed out, it is possible to explain to a great extent the thesis and to apprehend intuitively the inexplicable by means of transcendental induction. To achieve such an objective is devoted the first part of the fundamentals, but it is worth clarifying. It would not be possible to render intelligible the fact of the chaining of the spirit to the evolution of the Pasu without the previous adequate description of the psychic structure of the Pasu. This is what will demand more effort, although, since in each Vira there is still an important part of the Pasu, its comprehension will not offer problems to the student. I'll read this other quick part. It says the need for an analogical model of the Hyperborean spirit. I know it's analogical, but I said analogical. Our purpose is therefore to demonstrate by means of analogies in what way the spirits were chained to matter without knowing it, and especially in what this weak point of the spiritual complexion consists. But we must warn you that the hypothesis we present can only correspond to the case of a spirit who has entered the universe and has therefore placed himself at the level of rational quantification. We can know nothing about the form or the mode of being a spirit situated outside the material universe, and it would be a useless task to try to represent it. On the other hand, the model that we offer will help to imagine a member of the cosmic race. My bad, someone's at my door. Which will, of course, be very different from what we are accustomed to see or conceive. Such a model will allow us to intuit how it was possible to deceive and defeat the spirit without him noticing it, and why afterwards he remained without knowing what state he was in. Since many of the metaphysical foundations presented in this book are based on the model of a sphere, it is useful to clarify at the outset what can be expected from it, and to what extent it reflects the reality of the spirit. In this sense, we must say that in the conception of the model, attention has been paid to the conceptual correspondence rather than the merely formal one. In this way, it is possible to achieve that the enunciation of qualities or properties of the model connotes qualities or properties of the spirit. The model of the sphere thus has a conceptual correspondence with the Hyperborean spirit, which should allow a metaphysical intuition, which is neither sensible nor intelligible but Gnostic, to effect the desired transition to the spirit. This is what is to be expected from such a model. It will not be necessary, we suppose, to insist too much on the fact that the spirit is not sphere, because the model is. What remains invariant in the correspondence is the topology and the geometric shape of the topological invariant, and of its physical consequences we are deduce the analogical concepts. On the contrary, he who goes from the model to the spirit will transcend the spherical, will place himself beyond his entity on the plane of absolute being, that is to say, in the vril. And I'll read the motto of the sphere tomorrow, because it's, I don't want to like read for 17 years. And plus, I don't agree with the model of the sphere, so. I've been looking deeper into more cosmology, and if Hyperborea existed, fucking, there should be some sort of knowledge somewhere. You know, all I could find is pictures, drawings. So, but I do agree with this model, even though I don't know if the firmament comes all the way down or it's like a hallway of infinite plane. There was a dynamic between historical scriptures and evolution theories. Yeah, I don't know about evolution at all, but some people believe in that. They say there's proof of evolution. Well, if they're going with the monkey evolution, I've yet to see a monkey revolutionize into a fucking human. Because if there is, I need one of those pets, man. Now, this is Buddha or Buddhists cosmology. And my question is, maybe Hyperborea wasn't below. Maybe Hyperborea was above at the center, on top of the tree or something. You know, that's what I'm thinking. Because all the cosmologies have land at the center, all the way to south. Like I showed the map yesterday, how maps keep changing, how they're taking lands off the map. Why do they have to be underwater? What if they just don't allow people, like, why does the military, even though I thought about, they could turn you around because they shoot a lot of bombs and shit in the ocean. So they could be practicing, and that's why they turn you around. But also to hide lands. People say, how is that possible? Because everything's controlled. That's how. Find someone that could get in their boat and just travel wherever they want without being tracked. Military would turn your ass around super quick. But my question is, how come where Hyperborea is, or Mount Meru and all that, why do they always show these mountains that go way up past the clouds? And why is there existence of these big, big trees at the center also, the tree of life? Which, could it be energy, or is it a physical thing, or is it both? There's signs of tree stumps everywhere, but people don't want to accept the fact that there were titanic trees everywhere. Oh man, I fucked this up. I was supposed to cut this down. Damn, I'm gonna switch over to my laptop so I could share this picture. This picture has to be zoomed in on. And that video I talked about yesterday, I'm about to play it in a minute. These people must see how the cops are a piece of shit. The biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. Hold on, let me switch over. Anyone who watched London's live yesterday? It was a good live stream. London, man. And Max Vision had a good live stream too. Let's see. Alright. I'm trying to, hopefully this will play correctly today. No fucking issues. Here it is. Alright. Alright. Half-hour video, but we're not gonna probably play the whole thing. That's for sure. Another fucking commercial, dude. This guy gets paid good money on this channel. Alright. Drake, Dragon, Draco, Draconian, landed the Giants, Ice Wall, Patagonian. Should have did that verse over, man. You know? Juno? Juno, Juno, Juno? Oh, no one could even hear me because I'm stuck in the back. Alright, let's pull this up. This is James Freeman's channel. I'll put his I'll put the link to this guy's channel in the description. James Freeman, to me, My opinion, he does great work. Salute to James Freeman, man. Alright. Shit. Alright. Get it.
What they say when they correct? Yes or no? Yeah, but no. Oh no! But shut up! I'm talking. Don't talk when I'm talking. It's rude and impolite. It shows that your mother didn't do her job and raised you poorly. Okay, I'm apologize. He's a suspicious person in a suspicious place at a suspicious time. He knew we were the police, but he still didn't want to cooperate with us. We're the police. You got to listen to us. For whatever reason you chose today to make your stand, well, you chose it with the San Antonio Police Department, and we're the wrong department to take a stand against. I really want to take him to jail, Carl.
In 2018, a San Antonio police officer was driving down the highway when he saw a truck pulled off to the side of the road with the driver sleeping inside. There was no traffic violation, nor is a truck pulled over with the driver sleeping reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. Therefore, there is no lawful right by police to detain this man. But the detective in plain clothes and an unmarked truck calls for backup, which is when Michael Thornton of the San Antonio Police Department arrives in his marked car. Officer Thornton and his partner in plain clothes shine lights at the truck, point guns, and start yelling. As you can see, there's no red and blue flashing lights and no sirens. Just a couple of men pointing guns and yelling while flashing a white strobe light. The driver of the truck was under the impression that it was just a couple of armed thugs out to try to rob him or cause him harm. He was about to find out that he was right. But as we'll see, he'll be surprised to find out that the armed thugs that are out to cause him harm are also police officers. The key to independence is self-reliance. My family and I have always kept a year's supply of food on hand, which we worked for a long time to gradually build up. Not because we're fearful or because we're prepared. My Patriot Supply has helped millions of Americans and their families prepare for emergencies since 2008. This kit provides over 2,000 calories every day, plus the meals are made quick and easy to prepare. Just add water, heat, and eat. There's over 16 food and drink varieties, so you're not stuck eating the same bland bowl of rice every day. The kits are designed for disasters, sealed inside rugged storage buckets with flexible handles that are easy to grab and go, and they last up to 25 years. So unlike other food storage options, you can set them aside for when you need them, instead of having to rotate them out every couple of years. The kit ships fast, free, and arrives in discreet, unmarked boxes to protect your privacy from snooping neighbors. Visit preparewithjames.com to stock up on 4-week emergency food kits from My Patriot Supply and get $50 off each kit.
All right, ghost call it, Carl? You in the truck! Come in with your hands up, San Antonio Police! Contact! Come in with your hands up, San Antonio Police! Let me see some fucking hands! I'm the police! Come out! La policía, ven aquí! Vamos arriba, Saita! Oh, come on, don't do that! Ven aquí, Saita, police! Come on. ¿Por qué no? No estoy haciendo nada. You've been aquí or I'm coming to get your ass. Hey, listen, you wrong. Come here. You wrong. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm doing delivery for vision veterinary. You crazy. San Antonio Police, you understand that I am the police, right? Yes, sir. Then you need to come out that truck right now, sir. Don't do that. You're wrong. What kind of police you are? The real police, come out the truck!
The driver of the truck calls 911 and lets them know that two armed crazy men are holding him at gunpoint and he thinks they're trying to rob him.
Watch yourself, watch yourself! Come out of that truck! Watch out, Kim! The car on.
Inside of the truck is Jose Castro, a commercial truck driver who's pulled over to sleep. As you can see, there are still no red and blue lights flashing.
Get us Eagle, get us Eagle.
These officers are lucky that Jose wasn't armed because any reasonable person would believe that they are being attacked by non-government armed thugs and therefore would be justified in using deadly force.
San Antonio police, come out of the truck! Is he going out the other side?
Texas law and government recognizes an individual's right to use deadly force against someone who unjustly threatens deadly force against you, unless the person unjustly threatening deadly force against you is government, in which case the government does not recognize your right to self-defense. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't have this right. It simply means that your government doesn't recognize it, meaning if you exercise this right, your government will either murder you or throw you in a cage for it. Now, I have done videos showing cases where people have shot at the police and been acquitted on all charges. But in every one of those instances, the shooter did not know that the armed aggressors were cops. They were under the impression that they were private criminals. Most governments in the US recognize your right to defend yourself against armed aggressors, unless they are the armed aggressor.
What do you got, Carl? Talk to me. He's on the phone. You need to exit the vehicle, sir. Sir, you're about 30 seconds away from a trip to the hospital and going to jail.
Okay, he's on the phone right now, and he's disregarding everything we're saying. I don't know who he's talking to.
Sir, get out of that car now, or I'm going to shoot those tires. Where are the police?
Sir, I think he's saying that he needs to send police. He's not believing us, even though we've got some last minutes out here in full uniform.
You need to send the police right now. I am the police. Exit the vehicle. You need to tell them because they got the guy and shooting me. Why they shooting me? We ain't shot at you, sir. Exit the vehicle. Wow, because I have a police people here. Okay. Okay. Exit the vehicle with your hands up. Where you at, Kim? Get out of the fucking car! You don't get out of that car!
Alright.
Okay, he's refusing to do anything for us. Don't do this. You need to exit the vehicle. Get out of the car. I call the police right now. Red and blue lights behind you. How am I wrong?
This poor man seems to genuinely believe that these can't be the police because what they're doing is so wrong. And the truth is that most Americans truly are this naive to believe that police wouldn't do wrong.
1604 in an open field.
This guy's got the driver door open, dispatch. Send me a K9. Send me a K9. Expedite. He says he's on some delivery right now. I don't know who he's talking to. He's saying we're not the police. That's all right. The K9's on the way. You're going to get bit if you don't come out of that truck. The K9 is going to bite you if you do not exit the vehicle.
There's no sound because I got booted out. Let's see. Hey! This ain't even working. Try this again.
I'm Polo Jackson. I don't do nothing. Why?
Too late for all that, guy.
No, sir. Listen. I saw people shooting with me. You made me nervous.
Who shot at you?
I saw gun in my face. I'm Polo Jackson. I don't understand why you do that.
Because you didn't listen to our directions. Have a seat. Yeah. You didn't follow simple directions.
Please.
Please sit down. Down.
No, I don't
Put your
understand.
feet in.
I don't understand.
You understand. English. Put your feet in the car.
My bad, Lucid. You come up. I was trying to let you up, but it booted me out again. Fuck that video. I'm not gonna, play games with that video. But at the end, you seen how the cop was treating him. And his sergeant told him to stand down and let him go. But at the end, the cops kept convoying in the circle and muting their cam. They kept muting the conversation because they were trying to come up with a way to arrest the guy. Even though they had nothing on him, they wanted to arrest him because their ego was shattered. The sergeant told them, let him go, but they couldn't do it. They had to figure a way to fuck the guy over. That's why cops are pieces of shit. All of them. Even the good ones are pieces of shit because when they see something going wrong, they just shut up and say nothing. So fuck them. Fuck the police. Alright. I got those oh yeah, I gotta do this. Wanna come up, Lucid? My bad. Photos. What is that? Yeah, come up, Lucid. You're still here. Probably not. Come on. It's the bullshit I mean, man. What a waste of fucking time. What a waste of time that was. Bullshit. I gotta download now. I gotta find the name of that picture and then download a fucking picture that's better. I might just go on reading. Fuck it. Maybe it's meant to read today. What the fuck is going on? Oh. It's not the picture I want. Since we're here, might as well. Blurry. I fucking... Gotta be fucking kidding me. Cops are programmed to be that way, sadly, but it's their responsibility to recognize at some point and choose love over fear tactics towards their own people. I love the story of Baba Haru. The cops at some point have lost their ability to show they don't work for the people. That's what they say. And it shows. You know, and the next thing they're gonna do, because you know, I know how these people play chess. They see that people are learning rights and are making a stand. So what they're gonna do is eliminate police being paid by taxes, and they're gonna start with private policing. Watch, because therefore it'll be paid out of the pocket of the boss instead of the taxpayers' money. So we'll have no say in anything. Got to be careful of these globalist terrorists, and at some point we're gonna have to stand up. It's just not gonna stop. But people don't understand that. They'll see. You know, it might not be in my lifetime. Maybe it will. But the point is, my life, the rest of my life matters, but it's not why I'm standing my ground. It's for the future. The children, if they're gonna grow up and live in a fucked up world. I could picture this hell now. Oh, I like how Sir Drop said, they're spraying chemtrails. We inhale. That was dope. So where was I? I might keep reading, I guess. No? I wish I could get a better, or not wish, I will get a better picture of this where I could zoom in. Peace, Faceplant. Have a great day. Baba Haru. Baba! Was a cop who started to carry an unk rather than a gun, using it as a tool for peace. Peace is where it's at, but what people don't realize with that is every nation who put the guns down, we're fucked. Look at Britain. They put their guns down. They're fucked. They can't even stand up to the people who didn't put their guns down. And walk away is sounds good, but when we walk away, they're still going to be in existence. And even if we walked away and their paradigm fell, they would be around, and they would just plan up another fucking and start, you know. They would go into hiding and then come, like it already happened. They say history repeats itself. You know, I'm not saying they need to be eradicated, but I would say locked in prison. But a lot of people I speak to say they need to be eradicated. But when that's said, it just sounds like something they would say. I start to think, who gives me the right to eradicate them? But if there was a creator looking over everything, which I doubt at all, I don't think the creator would be miserable if we terminated these roaches. But what do I know? Maybe I'll just read the next couple chapters since I thought people were going to come up, but that's cool. I'll just keep on reading. No diggity. Who used to say that? No diggity. That was DOS Effects, I think. No diggity. Can I kick a rhyme for your mind? It's that real hip hop. Matter of fact, I have to lay down another verse after I get off of here. What do people think of that song I played this morning? My verse obviously is at the end. Sir Drop, you gotta fix that. Space. I gotta, you know, I'm not putting all the blame on Drop, but we have to make this stuff sound good somehow. What if me and Drop made a mixtape?
What up, brother, man?
What's up?
What are you up to, man?
Not much. I was going to read the model of the sphere, but I'll save it for tomorrow. just go through some of these pictures I found. I showed this picture again because I found a better one. It looks like he's got the compass. And don't that look like a what is it called, man? The dish that they put under a microscope. I always forget the name of it.
Petri dish.
Yeah, Peachtree dish. It looks like he got chopsticks in his hand.
That's definitely a compass, I think.
Hold on, let me fix this interference you got. Alright, that should work. Like, even when I look at this, it reminds me of like a womb. It reminds me of an eyeball. It reminds me, you know. And is it really shaped like this? You know, what's out? I watched a video yesterday by Jay Dreamers. People know who Jay Dreamers is, right?
Yeah.
He had such a good video on the firmament yesterday. Man, it was a good watch. For sure.
I haven't checked in a minute. I think the last time I was
Easy. Yeah, it's a good watch. You should check it out.
I'm gonna go with you know, a pimple on God's ass. No.
Now this is Chinese cosmology, or astrology. Sorry. I like some of their astrology. It's pretty cool.
Yo.
Now, you know what's weird? A lot of so-called history, right? They show a globe, which I know they're lying because 99.9% of old school cosmology did not use a ball. They say even Egypt used a ball, and that might be because they were shown the stars in the firmament, or they were shown the cosmic egg. What do you think about Hyperborea and that land Mu and the other land Lemuria?
It's possible.
This is the legend of Pangu and the birth of Yin Yang. No, I got the hiccups again.
I mean, that chunk of San Pedro.
What was that?
So that got me a fat chunk of San Pedro, bro.
Hold on. A fat chunk of what?
San Pedro cactus.
Look at this shit. Now, they say this is Comet. Remember, I could have sworn the Comet Halley was in the 80s, man. That was probably a different one. Halley's Comet. Now, I don't know Chinese, but...
That was in the 90s.
Yeah, okay, the 90s, my bad. I knew it was in that area, because I remember it. I think I was in fucking elementary still. Maybe 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made a big old deal about it.
I think a lot of these comets are sparks from the firmament, right? The electrical universe. Or these comets that fell to the earth, they said were meteors or fucking weapons. and bombs. History just falls apart, man. History falls apart because they act like the ancestors didn't have technology. Maybe this dragon has to do with when the firmament opens up. Now, Jay Dreamers made a good point yesterday, which fucking blew my mind. All right, remember in the Bible, I put this together. He didn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. Remember in the Bible, it stated it rained for like how many days and nights? 40.
Yeah.
Now they say it's getting hotter. So Jay Dreamer said, "What if the firmament is made out of ice?" And I said, "Well, damn, that's a good point. If the firmament started melting, because think about it, in the summertime it gets warmer up here, so maybe all that rain is coming from the firmament melting, right? Maybe not. I'm just saying, but maybe the flood happened because the firmament melted during this reset period, which this place could have a natural reset." He seems to think, like, remember I used to show pictures of alchemy and it would have a jar and have water in it? I think we're in that jar. That's what they're stating in alchemy, with the gases and all that good stuff. But like this, they say this is the crack in the firmament. I don't know how true that is, but
I always thought it was cracked
yeah.
when I was
Even rainbow shaped like that too. So it's going to show that the firmament. It would be sweet to actually be able to send a cam. Oh, that's what I forgot to play. Damn it! I wonder if I could download it and show the video. Damn, I wanted to show the video that Eric Dubé made, and he made such a good fucking point about them going to South America or Antarctica allegedly to prove the Earth is flat. He said, "How the hell are you gonna prove the Earth is flat or a ball by looking up at the stars?" Right? And it makes no sense, and it don't. Like, you're gonna use the sun to show if the Earth is flat or not. Like, that don't even make sense. Just because it's light or dark 24 hours, that don't prove that we're level or on we're stationary or not. But people will eat it up, man. Still, And who's doing it? I think Eric Dubé said it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Dave Weiss. It's going to be 6 Globers, I think, and 6 Flat Earthers. Here's your 6-6. But I don't know. I know.
That's dope. What is that?
I don't know. But I was looking at Chinese cosmology and the yin and yang, and this came up, and I said, "This is fire. I like this." It's like a what's that spinning effect? They call it the what sequence is that? With the spiral, the
yin and yang.
No, it's some mathematical. The spiral. The spiral. It's called.
No, why?
I don't know. I don't remember. Fibonacci sequence, yes. I like this. I got this from a cover of a book that was Chinese cosmology, and it reminded me of God's footstool they talk about in the Bible. But this is awesome. I like this setting because it's like a clock. This whole realm is like, yeah, I could picture a Titan, you know, having us as pets. Little versions of the Titan. I could see it, man. I could fucking see it. You look at the firmament and there's a big face looking in, I'd shit my pants and run. I'd probably hide underground. I think the firmament is like a circus tent. Let me see that picture I downloaded to show it. I downloaded like 600 new pictures. Hyperboric chambers, dude. You want to see this insignia of Lemuria?
Yeah.
This alleged insignia of Lemuria. Where's this new picture, man? I just downloaded it yesterday. Oh, here it is. Bing bong! Oh, I owe money now to Gorilla Nems. This is everybody right here when they build prisons within their mind.
Yo, what the fuck is that?
It's supposed to be Lemuria somewhere in there, but I don't know. This is South America, North America, and a bunch of stuff, but
What does that mean, mono?
this is how I think the stars are. I think the firmament is something like this, but a little more longer, you know, it's not that small. But this, oh shit, this is for the sun to show what time it is. Interesting. I don't know. But this is supposed to be the Lemuria Signia right here. Oh shit. Now I don't know why Britain's flag is in there. Huh?
Oh, I was reading that. What's down at the bottom?
Oh.
Intutela
Nostra. Tutela. Yeah, this is the same thing, but with it's not colored like this one.
Some monophyletic. Intutela Nostra.
Oops. Huh?
Oh, I'm writing this. Sorry. No.
Gotta pull up.
And then monophyletic. Monophyletic.
Yeah, where is that fucking map? Where's that fucking map?
Hey, chill out, dude.
Dude. Huh? Dude. Rawr. That's what it sounded like. Like Oregon a little bit.
What's that?
It's Oregon a little bit. You moving around?
Oh. No, not really. Trying to stay in here.
Trying to figure out where this is, this map. This is map.
Where you look at to tell and Nasta translate.
Not many talk about
that.
Huh? Sea turtles. Yeah, that is fascinating. Yeah, there you go, Fools and Tools. Thank you to Fibonacci. She's on point. Yep. I think the same thing, Julian Rachel. Yeah, they say the Milky Way, and then you got the moon.
In Guardians. Action. Into tell.
I've been muted this whole time. I'm fucking talking to nobody. Jeez.
Yeah. Me too.
No, I muted you. Like, you were moving around and there's a lot of noise, but I didn't know if you were like busy.
So Into Tele Nostra is in our protection. Into Tele Nostra is in our protection.
I gotta find this video, man. I played it before and I cannot fucking find it, man. I want to watch it so bad. So much good stuff in the video, and I forget who put it on. I looked at.
No. Wait, what?
I searched so many places for it. Oh, this guy's stupid. Oh! I got this little short video of a guy who's hanging onto the back of a tractor trailer. Then he exceeds to let go. He's doing like 70 on the highway, hanging onto a tractor trailer on the back. And his dumbass lets go. And when he hits the ground, he goes forward on his face. Boom! Fucking idiots. Did you see the little short video I put out yesterday of the eel? A little kid caught an eel, man. Those are the same things we got in the Connecticut River. Them things are disgusting looking. Yeah. When I caught one, I didn't even want to touch it. They look scary and nasty, and they will stick to you. They'll suck to you and then cut you. They got like fucking a grater mouth. They'll fuck you up. My friend was like, just take it off like a fish. I'm like, man, I'm not touching that thing. You take it off or just cut the line and let it go.
That's a lamprey eel.
Lampreys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty nasty.
They tunnel in
Yep.
to typically dead flesh, but
Yeah.
There's people in upstate New York that eat eel. It's like a delicate, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
in England it's jelly eels.
They make jelly out of eels.
They jelly up chunks of eel. It's gross. Jellied eel. Helios. Why are you being so cute? What'd you do? Hey.
So what was that picture you were showing? It almost looked like trade routes or some shit. It said monophyletic. You there, Chuck? I think you're muted, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's muting me. Stop. Who's that that guy? He'd be like, stop. Leave me alone.
Stuart.
Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, Stuart from...
Yeah, Stuart or something. He'd be like, stop.
Oh, yeah, look what I can do.
Yeah, that guy. Look what I can do. Oh my god, that dude had me crying, man. It was so funny. Damn, where did that? Oh, here we go. Cool. Let's hope I could upload this video. What? Look at this. This is supposed to be the signia for not Lemuria. Yeah, no, Hyperborea. This is their flag. Kind of looks like Florida, man. The hell?
Got the no tread on me snake.
It says Hyperborean Laboratories.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That's fake. It's got to be old, man. I mean, new. There's no way. Even though I think we are in a big laboratory, a genetic experimentation. We're smaller versions of these 12 and 14-foot giants. Now, as far as Titans, I don't know. It's a possibility, but we can prove 12 and 14 feet tall all day. But I don't know about Titans.
This pen died.
This map.
He's pooping.
Let me play this video real quick. About Eric Dubé made a video on everyone going to the South Pole. Not everyone, the 12 people. I'm gonna mute up.
Recently, a wealthy globe Earth proponent named Will Duffy launched a campaign dubbed The Final Experiment, which he claims will finally settle the globe versus flat Earth debate forever. The results of this experiment are allegedly so conclusive that once conducted and completed, all flat Earthers will be forced to concede and admit defeat. So what is Will's brilliant idea? What is his ingenious experiment to finally silence all globe skepticism? Invite 12 Flat Earth YouTubers and 12 Globe Earth YouTubers to Antarctica in December to see if there's a midnight sun. In other words, the final experiment is not an experiment, and not even a demonstration. but merely an observation. In typical globe defender strawman fashion, Will is conflating a celestial observation with our terrestrial foundation. He's claiming that the motion of a light in the sky overhead somehow gives proof of the shape of the ground underfoot. In reality, the existence of a midnight sun in Antarctica no more proves the globe than the non-existence of a midnight sun in Antarctica proves the flat Earth. It's tantamount to inviting a contractor to measure the dimensions of your floor space, and instead of taking measurements of the floor, he climbs a ladder and starts measuring the recessed lighting in the ceiling. Then, after doing some calculations and extrapolations based on his ceiling lighting measurements, he tells you definitively that your floor is curved. The only reason this strawman argument even has any legs to stand on are because a couple suspicious, shilly, so-called flat earthers who I have repeatedly called out as disinformation agents, like Jaren from Jarenism, have claimed that they believe a midnight sun in Antarctica somehow does prove the globe. In a recent interview with Will Duffy, Jaren explicitly stated that if there is a midnight sun in Antarctica, then that is evidence for the globe, and a big problem for flat Earth. In reality, this is not a problem for flat Earth at all, nor is it evidence of a globe. The only reason flat earthers have claimed a midnight sun likely doesn't exist in Antarctica is because of how many clearly fake videos have been made claiming to show a 24-hour sun in the south. It's difficult to find any clearly legitimate videos of the midnight sun in Antarctica, whereas in the Arctic there are countless clearly genuine videos of the phenomenon. Whether or not there is an Antarctic midnight sun, still water is always level, the horizon is always flat, and there is never any measurable curvature. The Earth remains a level plane regardless of any solar observations. The motion of a light in the sky overhead cannot possibly prove the shape of the ground underfoot. Besides, there are geocentric flat Earth models like that presented by Lady Blunt and Albert Smith in their book Zetetic Astronomy, which fully account for an Antarctic midnight sun. In their model, the sun follows a northern and southern circuit in such a manner as to allow for a midnight sun phenomenon in both the Arctic and Antarctic. Others have speculated that reflections or projections off a dome firmament could produce a midnight sun effect in the Antarctic, and others still have speculated about a sun simulator technology which can effectively create a second sun. I'm personally quite skeptical that there exists a 24-hour circling sun visible in Antarctica, but regardless of whether there is or not, has no bearing on the shape of the Earth. Over a century ago, when these same claims were brought to the flat earthers of the Universal Zetetic Society in 1904, President Lady Blunt responded, "We have made inquiries from various persons, and we find that the longest day in any place further south than the Tropic of Capricorn increases in length as the latitude increases, or distance south of the observer. It follows, therefore, logically, that if we were to go further and further south, the longest day would keep on increasing until it filled the whole of 24 hours. Then, of course, the midnight sun might be seen. Testimony has now been given that it has been seen, and this testimony has been admitted in zetetic literature, thus proving, speaking generally, that zetetics are willing to learn and admit of known facts. Whether we can explain these facts is another question. But as we have before intimated, that whatever further facts we may find, which are proved to be real facts, and not fancies, we shall admit. But while admitting them to be true zetetics, will never give up their primary fact, that the surface of all still water is level, and that the earth, or land portion of the world, therefore, a plane.
Well said. Shout out to Eric Dubay, man. He's one of the first 4 people I started watching, from Bro Sanchez to Eric Dubay to even D Marble, ODD TV. D Marble, like, he doesn't make videos that much, but his experiments are real. He was like one of the first people I seen doing boots to ground experiments
Yeah.
when he went to Alaska. That was awesome. He still has it on his channel. D.Marble. And he did another experiment with the lasers over the water, which was awesome. I mean, even in a documentary from, what's his name? I was just watching this morning. Oh shit, his name is
Bro,
Hibbler
Sanchez
Production. Sanchez still does his presentations and debates, and he opens panels. He's still going strong. Shout out to bro Sanchez. Shout out to Eric Dubay, ODD TV, Dave Weiss. I don't know any of these people, but through their work and videos, they have a lot of great evidence. You know, fuck going to Antarctica to see if it's 24-hour sun or whatever. We must push and try to find this firmament. Right? Fuck all that other.
It's just going to take people questioning. And all flat Earth really does is bring you to the lie. You know, bring you to the truth through the lie. You know what I mean? It's all about slavery, man. It's all about keeping control over your mind. Yes.
I seen this picture that it's supposed to be Hyperborean in the center with the black sun, I guess. Now, remember we decoded this. I forgot what it means. We decoded this emblem. I don't remember what it said though.
Remy.
This is my new favorite thing right here.
Big Dipper, huh?
That's racist. How dare you?
Nope, that's Big Dipper. That's the Four Seasons. Big Dipper.
Or, yeah, the Four Seasons, the Four Corners. You could turn the cross into a trident. You could turn, like, that's what I think a trident is, a bent up cross. You know, they said Jesus walked on water to disrespect Satan because Satan is the ruler of the oceans. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, right? Tell them.
Mm-hmm. Those are the secrets of the universe, dude. We know you know. Oh, that's badass. What is that?
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know what cosmology it is, but if I had enough, I would play Jay Dreamer's video, but I don't have enough memory. The tree of life and the tree of death. Interesting. Let's see. Uh-oh. I've seen, like, they said we'll be able to tell when, or not they, but Jay Dreamer said we'll be able to tell when the realm, when the firmament's about to release. I think it's already showing signs. And maybe the spraying they're doing has added more pressure. You know, maybe they're trying to speed it up. You know, more gases they release in the air, the heavier the pressure will be to crack open the firmament. Because when the firmament melts or turns off, let's say it's energy and it turns off, they want to leave here. Allegedly, this is what I'm hearing. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how true it is that the firmament turns off either. This is all hearsay. Oh, I didn't see that in the picture. That was pretty effing gross, dude. I almost went blind. I gotta learn these symbols, man. I know Earth. I know Venus. Mercury looks like the devil. I gotta remember that. The moon I know. The sun I know. And Mars I know. Mars looks like, well, I don't know what Ceres is. The question mark looking thing. Ceres is a new so-called planet to me. Jupiter. Okay. Saturn. Okay. Chiron. Never heard of it. What's Make? That's a new. Haumea. Pluto's even shouldn't count either. Neither should Neptune or Uranus. Those are all bullshit. Now you got Rahu and Ketu. You got Uranus or Uris. That's bullshit. And the Lilith Black Moon. That's poop. They made up a lot of these things to add in. 19. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Yeah, thanks for coming up, Lucid. I guess you lost your signal. I'll show a few more of these pictures that I dug up for my cosmology. I don't think I'm gonna use this picture, but maybe. Because aren't these the five atomic solid or something like that? I seen Cage came up, but he disappeared. Anyway, I'll be jumping off here soon. No, it's a planet. Hyperborea is exactly 4 times the size of Earth. Get the fuck out of here. Even when they say the sun is 9 times the size of Earth or 90, It don't even make sense, man. When that shit comes over the horizon, it wouldn't look that small. I don't care how far away it is. The way they present the sun and earth, it wouldn't even come over the horizon. You know, a stupid picture they give you with a huge sun and a little fucking tic-tac for the earth. Can't believe a lot of people fell for that. They're saying this was Hyperborean. Now this, you got something called Hermes. This looks like Florida, and then the island of California. That's what that looks like to me. Then there's islands off the coast of an island. Interesting. It kind of looks like swastika, no? Kind of looks like this at the center, because it is. It's the same thing. Got your center sun. Now people might argue and say, "Oh, that's the heliocentric bullshit model," but no, it's that. Oh shit! Some of these lands are under the water. If you look at the map on the right and then look at some of this. Anyway, I could see the anode and cathode mountains. And we'll get into, what are these things? They call them, I forgot. What do people got planned for today? Oscillators. I made plenty of live streams where I talked about the oscillator, and that's what this guy's using right here, an oscillator. This technology. People say, "Oh, that looks like a maze." Now, I think mazes, yeah, they exist, but I think mazes were also created to hide the oscillator. That's my theory. Because there's mazes that are built with metal and churches on the floor that were oscillators. Damn it. The one I just showed with the box at the bottom, and then the oscillator on top. Well, this one has the oscillator as the realm, or the coiled serpent, or the Tesla coil, right? It's the same thing as this picture. Or you could line this up to the brain. The ladder being Jacob's ladder. But anyway. Now, I said at the center of the earth, as you see here, the four rivers that go in and out. Now you see the mountain at the center. I think all around that is mountains around the center mountain that look like this, and they have waterfalls like in Canada. That's how it looks. It's going down like a drain at the center, like a whirlpool. Because if you read about these people who went on missions to Hyperborea or the center, whatever you want to call it, there's witnesses of ships trying to sail and they got sucked into the whirlpool. You could look at this place like a drain, like at the center, and then the waters that come from the top of mountains down, or maybe even, where's the water coming from that flows over the ice wall I've seen videos of? Where's that water coming from? So these ice walls are a good 3 fucking, man. If a big Navy ship could pull up on this ice wall and look like an ant to that wall, that thing's got to be what, a skyscraper high, maybe a little taller. So where the fuck's that water coming from that pours off of it? Let me see if I can pull up a picture. If I'm not mistaken, this is a crescent from Lemuria, or it's either Mu, Lemuria, or Hyperborea, but I think it's Lemuria. I don't know why there's 8 stars, because I know there's 7, and that includes the sun and moon, or the original stars. Sun, moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Mercury, and that's it. What were those utensils in school that was used? They look like this. It's a half circle. I forgot what they're called. Anyway. I can't read this. I downloaded it and forgot. It's in Russian or German. I might have to like decode it somehow. Alright, this one. These are the last bit of pictures I'll share. Now this picture is supposed to be a map of Lemuria. Now people say Mu, sorry, because I thought Mu was in between, yeah, Mu. They say Mu is, you know, it's probably, Hawaii is like a tip of a mountain from Mu. Because you can see Hawaii up to the north there. And that's what I think a lot of these lands are. top of tree trunks or the top of mountains. The rest of the realms, you know, maybe all the area that's dug out, filled with water. I personally think this crater at one point didn't have all these oceans in it. Something happened where they hit something and the water started pouring in. Or the firmament was melting. There's so many theories I have. Or when they cut these titan trees down, that's where a lot of water came from, because these giant trees, if they even had roots that sucked water up, who knows what material these trees are made out of, but I wonder how it would be living on a magnetic piece of, well, we do now, but living on that giant magnetic rock at the center, because what else is pulling the compass towards the north? Moo, moo, tang, moo, tang. Fiji Islands, Easter Island, and Hawaii are part of Mu. I wonder what you would see. Like, I got that map I'm gonna pull up of those strips of islands that come up right where Mu is in South America. I've never seen those islands on any map. This would have been a nice picture if it wasn't all effed up. Now, who are these clowns? I have no clue. But it's supposed to be from Lemuria, these people. Or Hyperborea, one of the two. Huh. Interesting. You mean to tell me a continent as big as fucking half of Africa just so happened to fall under the water? I don't know. Because there's so much land, like, there could be a piece of land this big and it could be hidden because planes won't fly near it. You got Easter Island. These are all my uncles right here. That's Leroy. That's John. That's Cracker. And I don't know the other names. I don't know where this is either. I see New Guinea. That's supposed to be Australia. Australic Mountains. That looks like Australia right there. Oh, New Guinea's in New Zealand. Okay. Because that is Australia still attached to whatever. What do people got planned for? It's crappy here in the East Coast. At least here in Connecticut, it's fucking trash. Peace Forever Love 774. And Peace Maggot. Anyone seen Kimba around? Got Poseidon with the trident up there. I tried to find this picture a hole, but yeah, it was difficult. I'll find it though at some point. Like this clock right here. I think this is in Europe somewhere, but there's no, I don't see a moon. I could be wrong. Somebody said there's no moon on this clock. It's got the Aurora Borealis on there. And what does this clock have? 24 hours? What's going on with this thing? I guess I'm going to end it right in this and now. Maybe I'll go live later. I don't know yet. But I'm going to jump off. Get a few things finished. I got to put a verse down, do a bunch of crap. It's not crap, but I got a lot to do. Hope y'all have a good day. Yeah, I'll probably go live later. A couple hours, but I'm gonna maybe go live and open the panel. See if people want to fight and argue and talk shit about each other. Because it's always better to talk shit face to face than behind people's back. But hey, I'm out for now. Peace, everyone. Have a great day. Much love and respect. And thanks for coming by.